Freak Nation, coming up this hour, a stock car driver in a big boy and girl series doing things that only drivers in the Cup Series dream about. He'll be joining us coming up this hour. Crasher still checking in from Jackson, Michigan, her snappy little hotel after hanging out all day, all weekend at Michigan International Speedway. Statman, Suave, yours truly, Kenny Sargent. Thank you guys for hanging out. Last hour had a whole lot of conversation regarding the penalty and the appeal with Austin Dillon, Joey Logano, and Denny Hamlin. Brad Kozlowski chimed in. We'll get to some of that coming up this hour. Your Statman Scat will be this hour. We've got to get to some of this conversation about IndyCar and Will Power dropping the single bird, not the double bird, but the single bird in St. Louis. There it is. If you're watching us on YouTube or MAV TV, you'll see that the middle finger is covered up because all the damage it would do to children right about now. They saw that Will Power was dropping the bird. Will Power, Stat, you know what that's like? Will Power dropped the bird at his teammate, Josef Newgarden, because of Josef Newgarden's little janky restart at the green. Push, pull. He wasn't real secure with his teammate, Josef Newgarden, in that start. And Will Power, bam, he goes out. A couple of other drivers as well. Rossi was up in the air. And
Rossi went into the rear of Will Power. He basically just rammed him, and that's how he got airborne. And then, Grosjean was involved because of that. Yeah, it was. Right.
Well,
sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Let's don't bury the lead here. The lead is Will Power hops out of his car, jumps onto pit road where the cars are coming back around, and his teammate, Josef Newgarden, who, according to Will Power and other drivers, caused that melee, that pileup, he hops over the wall and gives the bird to his teammate. Okay? You know what that reminds? Let's just say it's the National Football League, and Kyler Murray is your quarterback, Arizona Cardinals, and Kyler Murray goes a touchdown to win the game. But there's a holding penalty on one of his offensive linemen. What if Kyler Murray just goes up to his offensive lineman and gives him the bird on national television?
How dare you hold on that play?
Nope.
Yeah, well, Newgarden said he didn't do anything wrong, and we all know Newgarden's not a liar.
Josef Newgarden, Statman?
I'm not a liar.
Right.
There it is.
But I'm not a liar.
Will Power with the bird to his teammate, and what's the gentleman's name? Dylan with NBC Peacock.
Yeah,
Dylan Welch.
Dylan Welch. Mm-hmm.
Dylan Welch. There's video of him, Richie.
Yes, yeah, it's pretty easy. You can catch Will Power. So Dylan Welch went up to him to try and grab an interview after the incident, and you can clearly see on the NBC telecast Will Power dropping a not so nice word that we can't say on these airwaves to Dylan Welch.
Dylan Welch said that Will Power called him and apologized profusely about what transpired.
Knowing we've got a pretty good relationship with Will Power, so go ahead.
Wait a minute. Will Power didn't have his blankie with him, and that was a problem. The little brown bear or whatever it is blanket.
Oh yes,
didn't have it with him, so that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to recreate how it takes him to scratch his blanket to get in peace when he has a problem.
We've got a good relationship with Will Power, and I love that he has a fiery temper. I love, to be honest, any athlete that has a fiery temper, but who also knows, hey, I made a mistake. It was in the heat of the moment, and is willing to apologize for that. That's Will Power to a T, and I appreciate him doing that.
Look, I don't know how. Okay. Perfect example. Sitting at a red light, I get rear-ended by another car. And let's say that Channel 5 News is right there on the corner. They give me 15 seconds. I hop out of the car, and they want to interview me about that wreck. How am I going to handle it?
You're going to mother F him?
I'm going to mother F everybody within 100 yards of me.
Exactly.
Now, if I go into Starbucks there on the corner, have a cup of Joe, and 30 minutes later, my demeanor is going to be a little less dramatic. But as soon as I hop out of the car, and I'm not talking about what the freaking IndyCar worth, $500,000, $500,000, whatever. You okay.
The engine is that.
Okay, no, it's not. You whatever. Man, we are rabbit hole central today, aren't we? I tank a car like Will Power did. I don't know. I might just start flipping off the old lady. I might go up and turn 3 or 2 or 1 and just start flipping people off and throwing stuff at people.
Is there a turn 3 in Starbucks? Is that what you're saying?
No, if I was Will Power, we've talked about this, a cooling off period for some of these guys. And I'll raise my hand. I'm the guy too, and Crash that's right. We didn't have a finished race on Sunday. I'll be out there on the grid as soon as the drivers get out of their car, jamming a microphone and a freaking camera in their face. Hey, why did so-and-so punch you into the wall? Well, Kitty, I'm glad you asked. I was going to send some thank you notes to my lovely children. I was just thinking about my wife and how I made sweet love to her last week there, Kenny.
Come on.
No, let's give these guys a little downtime to chill.
And that is where motorsports is unique in the entire spectrum of sports in general. But if you think about it, though, football players, as they're coming off the field, if something awful just happened, they have mics in their face, but it's a little different than when you've just gone 200 miles an hour and things are a little sketchy.
Richie, who's my guy? My guy with San Antonio Spurs.
Your guy with the San Antonio Spurs. Are you talking about Wemby?
No, not Wemby. Talking about my coach.
Oh, Kerr.
Craig Popovich, yeah.
Popovich. Oh, yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
I love it when ESPN or TNT would put a mic in his face before, during, and after, and he would give that look of like, really? You're coming to me asking a question about my zone, and you want me to answer that in the middle of a damn regular season basketball game? Not a playoff. But we're putting microphones in drivers' faces after 200 miles per hour for 3 and 4 hours, expecting them to make all kinds of sense with a question. On lap 136, when you passed Ross Chastain and Denny Hamlin was a lap down, there's no way I could answer that.
Why didn't you throw a watermelon at him?
Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should start a trend of just asking just completely gonzo type questions that are just so off the rails to where you either get a laugh or you get punched in the face.
We did that. It was 24 years ago when we first started. And remember, it took us a while to get hard cards.
Well, we had a character on the show at the time was asking a world champion female athlete about what she wore underneath her freaking fire suit.
That was before the show even got going. So yes, our future was doomed.
Oh boy, I don't even know how this conversation started, Freak Nation, but my goodness. Oh, it started because of Will Power dropping the freaking single bird, not the double bird, at his teammate, Josef Newgarden, who went on to win the race at WorldWide Technology Raceway Saturday
And honestly, night. When did Josef get back on social? And he's responding to people. Mm-hmm. He's actually being funny. He's doing a good job of just talking to the haters. When did this happen? And why did I not know it until this morning?
The guy spins. He does a 180 coming out of 2 during the race at WorldWide Technology Raceway and somehow finds a way to win the damn thing. That's why when some of the announcers were talking about, I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Kirkwood or another driver talking about that. Might as well give it up. And they're like 120 laps to go. Come on. It's freaking IndyCar. Which, by the way, coming up in about 15 minutes, your Stat Man Scat has everything to do with IndyCar. And we're going to launch into a conversation excuse me, about that race, like we just did for the last 10 minutes, about that race coming up.
That was a conversation about the bird, not the race.
True. We went from birds to
Microphones.
a guy at San Antonio Spurs. Steve Kerr, Crasher, come on, man.
I know. What the hell? I don't know why I said that. Yeah. No, obviously.
He only won what? 4 championships with Golden State, Richie?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Right. Attaboy. All right, Freak Nation. Coming up next, we have a driver that he's doing things in the ARCA series, the National Series, that Cup drivers, Xfinity Series drivers, and NASCAR Truck Series drivers only wish they could dream about what he's doing. 6 wins, 8 top 5s, and how many races? 9. It's bananas. William Sawalich. Looking forward to getting him here in the Freak Nation. He joins us next, right here, Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios.